Hello everyone. So welcome to the session. And let me first of all tell you what we are going to see, what will be the agenda, and what we are going to understand in today's session. So first of all, we are starting the journey towards lightning. By the way, so I welcome everyone to this lightning journey. And now, what we are going to have as an agenda is the very initial level activities that one should know if the person is going to have a career on lightning. Please note that whenever you are going to learn lightning, then there are couple of important things which are very much necessary you should know. For example, in the classic, you know that there are some important points, or let's say there are some important things in which, like application creation or object creation, such kind of things are very much necessary for you. But here in lighting, similar to that, we have also some concepts that we should must know. Those are the initial level things, and there are three sections in that, by the way. All these three sections you must know, and let me tell you what these three sections are. So in the lightning, let me just mention section number one, which you should know, is process builder, which is based on lightning. Second thing you should know, now it is now also called as the LEX, the short form of our the word, and this is the same our password is. It's called as also ADX or Lightning Experience. So it's a short form of Lightning Experience that you should know very well. That is point number two. So process builder, then Lightning Experience, and after that, the third thing you should know is Lightning Component. That's it. So please note that here essential things for lightning career. These all things, In that, this one is not related to programming, so it is easy and quick to learn. This is something which is new for you, where you will understand new things or you will come across the new concepts where you should be also very strong, because you have to even help your customers, because they will definitely struggle while using the lightning environment, and when they are new they will be dependent on you only. So remember this factor you should be very much clear. And third is lightning component, now where you will be building your own component, you will be doing your own code, and according to that you are going to build the lightning service. So these are the three things, and if you know these three things, that's it. Your lightning interviews or your lightning jobs can be very easily managed, and you can successfully give the solutions to your customer. But these all things are necessary. Okay, fine. So now we are going to proceed for the next level, where if you see the previous videos of mine, those two videos I sent you. Okay, so in that, if you can just check this, already done present in those two videos which I sent. Okay, so just understanding how is lightning experience, how to go to lightning experience, where to see setup option, how to create object, some basic level, beginner level, plus some advanced level things like working on various functionalities. So everything is there. It's just nothing but using the lightning experience. For example, now let me do one thing. Let me go to my Salesforce environment, and then according to that, let me show you. Just give 1 minute. So you will get the idea that what is lightning experience. If anyone did not attend the previous two sessions, so see, whenever you log into Salesforce environment, now in that environment, from that point of time, from that point of time, when actually, now you just need to click on this. Let me show you. You need to click on the name. See, click on your name. Okay, and here you have option switch to lightning experience. So click on switch to lightning experience, and go to lightning experience. So it's present on your name. You need to click on your name, and that's it. So it sometimes take time to move from classic to lightning, and it may take 5 10 seconds. Okay, so you can see a totally new look and feel, the background color, the design, everything looks good and better here. So this is called as lighting experience. You should know this also, like where to go, where to see which option, and where to understand what option. So it's just nothing but the navigation. So it's not any kind of logic, it's not any kind of coding, it's just navigation. Okay, that you can very easily see in the previous two videos which we saw. It's like simply the beginner level thing, nothing complex. Okay, so this is second point you should know. And also here I mentioned the process builder. Let me also mention something related to flow. So please note this automation built or based, giving some strong support to the lightning activities and all. So here process builder, these things also you should know very well, because while doing, first of all, you know very well process builder is built on the lightning platform. So one of the advantage of lightning is process builder. Now this already you might have used many times in the past working on the classic environment or working on any other project requirements. Okay, so this also we will cover or we'll see in upcoming sessions, where we are going to see some scenarios and understand that how actually the flow or process builder can be used. And third thing, now which I said you, here the lightning component, here you need to learn doing programming in lightning. That's it. So if you do these three phases, 1 2 3, that's it. Then you can handle any kind of project, you can face any kind of interviews and successfully get huge jump in your salary. So let's proceed now for step number 3, lightning component. And here what we'll do is we'll try to understand what actually is the overview of lightning component and how actually it's built. And in upcoming session we will also take one real-time case study or real-time implementation on this combination. Okay, now let's try to understand the key difference between programming in Salesforce Classic and programming in the Lightning, which is the very important point and very popular interview question. What is the difference between them? So now let's get started. See here, the key difference between these two is the structure of programming, how the programming is done in this structure or how they are implemented. So let me tell you one by one how actually it is done or how it is programmatically implemented. In the Salesforce Classic, whenever actually you saw everything was there used with Visual Force pages and it was having combination of the Visual Force pages, Apex classes and that's it, nothing else. But now here we have something different. We have some different approaches here where actually we need to understand how this programming is done by the new structure. And here for that reason only we are going to see now the topic Lightning Web Programming. In the classic you have to learn only two things, VF, then Apex, then trigger, done. That's it. Your classic programming is complete. Here we have trigger also, we have Apex also. So that is a good news for us because your knowledge of Apex, your knowledge of triggers will be counted. That's a good news for us. But this is not present. And because of that only, we need to add another entity here and another concepts are there. So by this way, the programming style is being changed by the page centric programming from the component centric programming. Okay, so let me just tell you here, let me just mention here that programming in classic was page centric, means the core part was page. Here visual force page, here visual force page, here visual force page, this page going to this page going to this page going to this. That's it, a page centric approach. But here programming in, I will write Lex now. Okay, always remember Lex means Lightning experience. Programming in Lex is component centric. It's a very big difference. Many times they will ask you the interview question, what is the difference you found between Lightning programming and the classic programming? So remember this. Apart from that, you can also tell the speed factor or mobile specific availability and lots of things are there. But the main thing you can tell in terms of this is the how to build this project and what are the what all steps and phases are there. Okay. Also you can tell here. Also you can tell that we have two controllers in Lex and here we have one controller in classic, that is Apex class. That's it. But here Apex class plus JavaScript code. Okay, these are the things. Next, and apart from that, you can also say that Lex programming is platform dependent, works on any device, means you can use on mobile, you can use on tablet, you can use on regular PC, it works everywhere. And classic programming does not work well on mobile devices. Like there are lots of problems and they are not best actually. Because of that problem only, because of this issue only, Salesforce brought the concept of lightning, because otherwise Salesforce would have gone from the market very soon, because they realized that we are getting big trouble here. Our classic version is not supporting the devices and all, and the world is moving towards the mobile platform. Many companies, almost all the companies, are creating mobile centric websites. They prefer mobile websites than the regular websites. So they realized this. And in 2000, somewhere around 2012, 13, they started working on Lightning seriously. And somewhere around 2014, 15, we got this advantage. Okay, and the popularity gain or started in 2016. And now the peak time for Lightning, or people like us, where we'll get huge salary, huge demand, and huge requirement is expected from 2018 to 2020, because this is a peak time. So whatever you want to earn for your next 10 years, try to earn here only, because whatever jumps you can make here only, because again 3 4 years then you have to slow down, because then there will be so many lightning people, or everyone will be learning lightning the way right now everyone knows classic. If you say I know visual first page programming, there is no one to clap for you. If you say I know visual force, I know apex, and that's it, so I know how to write triggers, no one is going to clap for you. Okay, it's okay, everyone knows what is big in that. But now you say I know lightning programming, I'm confident, then there are so many people who can follow you, ask you to join the company and work on that. So it's a peak time. Whatever good jumps, good salaries you want to get from for your career, do it, because after 2020 Salesforce planning to stop classic. This is what Salesforce target is. Now, maybe 5 6 months here and there, or maybe in a worst case 1 year here and there. It may take time, because it all depends on runtime situation. Some companies are taking so much time, some companies are still not ready. So it depends. It is a huge thing for Salesforce to make a complete rollout. But by 2020, it's definitely going to do this, and it's going to do lots of forceful activities by stopping support for Classic, by disabling the button of Classic, by giving discounts in Lightning and making more charges in Classic. So somehow it will try to, somehow by this or that, by hook or crook, Salesforce try to force everyone to go for Lightning, and at that time the demand will be so high. It will be like a panic situation for all the customers, that oh, now it's Lightning, how to do, how to work, we need some people, hire some people, get some expert advice, let them take whatever money they want, we don't want an issue, a kind of panic situation. At that time you can definitely take and get good money, and you can earn some good amounts. So keep this in your mind. Next, and after that, the next target you keep is the IoT, which also will be like a very strong, which can give some good money to you by somewhere around like a 20, 22 or 20, 25. So IoT, or so this way you keep these things or these targets in your mind, and keep on earning good money, or taking good benefit of this market. Okay, because Salesforce is going to not leave you for 15 20 years, so just keep your targets on Salesforce. Okay, so now this is about the things about lightning and classic difference. So how exactly the lightning programming is done? Now there is one very important thing you should know before you take a jump on lightning programming, because there are lots of things which are interesting and which I'm going to explain you. So here you go. This is the structure. Let me show you. See, this is the structure in which lightning works. Completely different than the classic one. But try to understand exactly what are the key things or key differences you need to observe here. First of all, if you see that in previous mode, the process is straightforward. We have VF, then the business logic is Apex. That's it. Here, now that VF is replaced by the lightning component, and if you see here, this is the area which is covered by that. Okay, so we have lightning component, and this is the area covered by that. This is our regular one Apex class. So this is known to you, but these all remaining things are new, and that we need to understand. We are going to see lots of important things and detailed discussion about them in upcoming time. Okay, if you want to see the diagram in a detailed manner, then you can just see this also, how it works, and you can understand here that this area is the lightning component and this is the apex class. The box you can see, it makes clear how actually it's going to work. Okay, so let's see now something important here. First of all, we are going to understand what actually you need to understand or you need to know in this journey. For this entity where we are going to write some kind of markup, you should be knowing some basic level of HTML and some basic level of markup things, which also you know need to know in Visual Force page. So anyone who learned Visual Force page, the person might be already having the idea about this. Anyone knowing Visual Force page? Okay. Next is, now second thing is, now the second thing is here. You need to understand that we need to work on the HTML component. Okay, so this one is HTML but application. This also needs HTML knowledge but some components, so that anyways any Visual Force person, any person who learn Visual Force page can easily write, because in Visual Force page we have the same concept of HTML. Now here is something which is called as JavaScript controller. So here you should have some good knowledge of JavaScript. That also we are going to cover in our syllabus. This also we are going to cover in our syllabus. So whatever you need to become strong, whatever you need for your career, we are going to cover all these things. Whereas if you see the in industry or whatever journeys people do or whatever company level or other activities they do, they have to work directly in the project jumping on this, where your manager will not ask you whether you know JavaScript or not. And this way many people find the lightning difficult and they keep themselves away and they cannot take the advantage of this jump or journey. So we are going to cover that things, nothing to worry. Then again here comes some JavaScript coding, which is nothing but helper. What is helper? What is JavaScript component controller? All we are going to explain, nothing to worry, because we believe in step by step learning. So everything will be given to you step by step. So here we have The helper, again, for this you need some JavaScript coding, and then finally we have this Apex class where you already know how to write Apex class. You just need the knowledge of Apex programming. That's it. Okay. So that's all the change. Just new things you need to understand is whatever knowledge you already have in Visual Force page, use in the HTML, and whatever knowledge you have in terms of JavaScript, or if you don't have the knowledge, that will come here. Okay. So that we are going to anyways cover in our syllabus, learning JavaScripts and all. Next. Now these all things step by step we'll see. So first of all, please note, now we'll go for the next step or next level of understanding where I'm going to tell you now in Salesforce, whenever you are going to implement any kind of project, how actually the structure works or how actually the system works. So I'm going to show you one one project, and you can understand that how in lightning the targets you are going to keep, what kind of activities you perform for performing any project and all. Okay, so for example, you go to developer console as usual. In the classic also we have developer console. In Lightning also we have developer console. Click on that. Okay, so here please note that in the file menu, in the file menu, in the new option, by this we create the Lightning programming by creating either Lightning application or Lightning component or Lightning event. These are the regular things. Okay, so now if you want to create something existing, then you will click on this open. That is going to give the classic items like the triggers, Visual Force page, Apex classes. And if you want to create the Lightning one, then you have an option Lightning, open Lightning resource. Click on that. Then you can see there are so many things or so many activities present, which is nothing but going to give you the list of all the Lightning related applications present here in your environment. Okay, so you can just click anything from that and just run it. For example, let me just open something from this environment. Now you can see there is one application which is to create or which is related to the DML operations. Okay, now when you click on that, it looks like this, and this is nothing but the Lightning component bundle. What actually you saw in that previous diagram, exactly same thing is here except the Apex class. So here you have, see, number one application you have, then you can JavaScript control, then the controller also you have, and the helper also you have. Then if you want to make some kind of styling, you want to add some CSS and all, that also you have. You want to add some documentation, that you also have. If you want to render something, that is also have, and image creations, SVG also there. Okay, but you don't need to worry about these things. These three things are not regularly used, very very rarely used. This is some style is also something which is not regularly used, but these three things are very important for you. First three things, remaining things hardly you are going to work on that because those are not so popular and not so regular. Okay, now in the application, when you create any application or when your application is ready, you just need to click on preview button. You just need to click on preview button. And now whatever output will be, it will be shown in the time in the format of app. Now look at the extension. Let me show the extension. So always remember, whenever you run any Lightning application, it will be showing you the extension at the end .app. So it's a Lightning application you are running, and with the name account creation application. Okay, so this way it shows that what actually this kind of application is doing and what actually is the result of that. So accordingly you can understand and do the implementation. So this way you can create various applications. And now how this application looks or how this application runs, so let me just open one application for you. Just give 1 second. So one application I will show you from my previous uh, project implementations. Just give 1 second. Let me select something for you which I can display on the screen. 1 minute. Just give 1 minute. Let me just check. So there are lots of things, but I'm just trying to select which is suitable. Okay, so now I'll show you one important thing, that is that will be suitable for you at this position. If I show that, just let me show you 1 minute. So let's go with this application. So there is one application created for one of my previous project work. So let's see, now I run one application in Lightning that is called as test application.app. Okay, so we have concept of calling to an application and creating the logic and component that you learned, by the way, in upcoming things. And here if you see that you have a component, you can see there is a component, there is a search bar coming here. Okay, so now if you just type here something here, for example Salesforce, or let's say for example driving, or let's say .NET for example. Okay, now can you see, like it's showing some kind of books and fetching the data, for example from the server. Look at this, I'm just typing something related to Java. Okay, so you can see that it's showing some kind of books, it's bringing some kind of books related to the suitable word, but it's coming with some delay. Okay, so this is something related to actually the Lightning component that is created to fetch the dynamic data from the server, from the systems, by using integration. Now here, please note some kind of sport. I'm writing some kind of sport word. You can see it's just showing some kind of word related to sports. Okay, so sport law, sport militarism. So this is one Lightning component. So here, this way we worked it. Now this component you can use by multiple ways. This component you can use or you can call on the Lightning. You can use in mobile application. You can call this component in the Visual Force page also. You can call this component in the Lightning environment also. There are so many ways where you can call this. all we are going to see by the way in upcoming session. There is also one more component created, you can see here. Now this is a pagination component, also one of the project. Now you can see I have so many account records. Okay, almost 111 account records I have. Okay, now see I'm going to press on next page. See how it's showing me different records. This is also one of the previous implemented projects. So this way we create the lightning component, and finally this component we use, or we take the benefit of for showing to multiple levels. So this is what actually we are going to do in our training program. We need to understand how actually we can take the advantage of this lightning component, and according to that you use in the mobile device or you use in any system. So this way we are going to work. Now let's go for the next level and try to understand something important which is going to be useful for our next journey. Let me just show you that. So now you are clear how this lightning things works, or how the lightning application works, and how you need to work on the entire structure, what phases are there where you are going to work on that. Now let me show you the next thing. Now how we are going to proceed ahead. So now building the code background. So first of all, what we'll do now, when we are going to proceed ahead, the steps that we need to understand is, or it's a very famous term in lightning, that if any person is not having good clarity or good knowledge of the scripting things, that is the JavaScript and HTML and all, the person will be not so strong or confident working in the lightning domain or lightning projects. So here now, as a next step, we are going to understand the things like HTML. Then we are going to by that learn the lightning component markup. Okay, then we are going to start understanding JavaScript, and by that we are going to see JavaScript controller and helper. Okay, and assumption is that you already know the apex class. This is the assumption, and if you don't know, then let me know, I can guide you accordingly. And then from that we are going to see server side controller. Okay, so this way we are going to start our journey. So let's start with the first thing, the first ever application for your lightning activities or lightning career. Let's do it here. So go to Salesforce environment, and now let me show you creating the first lightning application. Very much simple for you because you guys are new. So let's make it very much simple and go for file, go for new, and go for lightning application. Okay, click on that. Give any name for that lightning application. Let's say for example lightning app, let's say 1. Okay, let's give some number, a lightning application 1. Now there is something called as lightning out, which we are going to see in upcoming session. It's a very useful thing. Many times it's asked in interview, but what is that, when to use it, you will learn this in upcoming session. I don't want to burden you guys at the beginning level only, or at the starting only. Okay, so forget about that, because it's totally optional, so leave it. Now click on submit. So it's now going to create the necessary bundle and necessary application. That's it. So your lightning application is ready. There is nothing by the way, but it's ready. Okay, now these are various things you can do in your lightning application, but please note, 99% of the time you are going to only work on lightning application segment only in the first part. Remaining part we don't work because for that we create something else called as component that we'll see in the next session. But understand that whenever you create the application, you are going to mostly work in the application segment only. So let me just mention here lightning application. So please note the way in classic we have concept of app, which is nothing but the entry point for the entire project. Similarly, in lightning experience also app is entry point. So whether you want to call it by lightning out, whether you want to call it in your specific uh, code, or let's say you want to start your project, every time we just do that by lightning application. Okay, and now let me just show you that. Okay, so now just right here inside this applications you can see there are some tags or application. Okay, so every application starts with this tag or application and close with or application. In that, I don't think so there is any difficulty to understand what is application, but definitely there is a question in your mind, what is aura? So please note that aura is a framework. It's a framework the way we have .NET framework, or the way we have various different programming frameworks. So this is a framework. On top of that, the lightning experience is built, and on top of that, the developers like you and me or the customers, they all work. So it's a framework, and on top of that the lightning is built. Okay, next, the way on the base of Java, Salesforce Classic is built. I hope that you know. So the Salesforce Classic is entirely built on Java. So this way, this is the Aura. So whenever you are using any tag from the Aura library, that is, it's defined in Aura, and you are using that, then we use Aura colon. Then anything, it can be anything after that. That many things we are going to see, by the way, in upcoming time. But it starts with Aura application. Okay. So remember this, and then inside that, whatever you write. For example, hi, this is my first ever Lex application. Fine. Now just save it, Control S, save it, Control S, and then click on this preview button. Click on this preview button. Okay, because if you want to see the result of your lightning environment, you need to click on preview button always. Click on preview. That's it. This is your first ever lightning application created. Okay, now we can add the CSS, we can add some color, we can add some background, we can add some buttons, banners. So many things are there, thousands of things are there which you can do in lightning. We are going to see in upcoming sessions how we can take the advantage of all these kind of things. But right now, as we want to make it step by step, so you can see this way you created your first lightning application. Next, now let me go for the next thing and tell you some interesting point here, that now as the recent release done, like recently there was a summer release rolled out by Salesforce. Every 4 months Salesforce brings new features, and that you might be knowing, and every 4 months Salesforce brings new features and all. So please note in the recent release Salesforce brought some very useful feature by which now the building of lightning will be very very fast. Now as you guys started just the journey recently on lightning, so you guys don't need to worry about this, or you guys don't need to be take this headache, because that we took already. You guys don't need that, because now you guys are having so many things ready here. What is that? Let me tell you. Please note, previously the lightning things used to be implemented by adding some kind of static resource, and we need to do lots of activities in terms of lightning look and feel. Means, first of all, it was not so easy. It was not so easy, and it was like we need to upload some file in Salesforce environment as a static resource, and then just refer that. Then some syntax mistakes, and this point is not working, that point is not working. It was very very difficult time, by the way, for the new people, or even us, for us to do something in lightning, because even a small mistake in loading that file and all used to make lots of difficulties. It was not so easy from last 1.5 years and all, when lightning started or getting popularity. But in the last release, Salesforce brought some amazing feature, so that now, where you just need to write, let me just tell you what you need to write. How to make application ready with Lex effects or CSS. Okay, means in short, how that application can be very much suitable for look and feel in lightning and all. So previously we need to upload the file related to that using static resource static resource many times old file used to used to make problem for new features. Sometimes file were not loaded properly. So there was lots of headache, and now this all things is now, but now we don't need all from summer 2018. You just need to use. That's it. That's it. You just need to do this much. That's it. Not, no headache. Now, this all headache is replaced by this single word. So you can just imagine how Salesforce is serious and trying to ensure that there should be no delay now to convert all the customers into the Lightning, because till this point, companies paid so much money in this issue. Millions and millions of dollars are spent in the industry for this activity before this, because if you want to make some kind of experience change and all, we need lots of efforts. And if you are looking for some transformation, you want to convert the visual force page into the lightning, you need lots of efforts. And by this way, in last 1 year, so many companies paid millions of dollars to the implementation people or the developers like you and me. But now Salesforce made it easy, so even it's good for us, because we don't need to have this headache, and we can focus more on logic and the functionality. So you just need to use this copy and come to this application where you have this application. Let me just show you 1 minute. So where is your application? Just 1 minute. So in your application, you click on application. Okay, and then just copy this code and come here That's it. Now you don't need to upload the file, add the link, include script, JavaScript, uploading issue, version issue, nothing. Just do this, problem solved. Old version, new version, no headache. Okay. And now if you make the preview, then now you can see the look and feel change. Can you see? It's changed. Now automatically the look and feel change as per the lightning quality. Okay. Now when we add some kind of buttons or banners and all, you can see upcoming things. You can just by using the word like that, you can get lots of results and a good quality thing just by using that word. So Salesforce trying to make this lightning things very much effective and easy and quick. Disadvantage people like you are going to get because we already suffered, people like me who already spend lots of time in this with the absence of this, but now fine, everyone will get the advantage by this kind of new things. So this way I understood how actually the lightning application works, the entry point for any Salesforce project. Now after this we are going to continue on those things which I mentioned in the diagram, which are very necessary. Let me just show you again what I shown you. So let me just show you that. Okay, so now this one. Now in the upcoming session we are going to see something about this to ensure that we can now continue writing the components and we can write some kind of logic and lots of things. So for this, whatever all needed, we are going to see one by one, and this way we will try to ensure that all these different blocks are ready for you, and whatever segments are there we are going to be ready with this. And once it is done, then once you are ready with all this requirement and knowledge, then one by one we are going to see various use cases and sample project related things. And this way at the end of the syllabus you will be very confident in working on any kind of lightning activities. Okay, so this is just the beginning, because even we learn all these things, then we need to enhance our knowledge. Just by understanding how to write Apex class, we don't stop. We learn how to write batch class. We learn how to write controllers. We learn how to do DMLs. We learn how to write schedule class, and all these things we do. Similarly here, once we are ready with this, then step by step we are going for detailed discussions on various features of lightnings, and this way we will be ready with all the project related scenarios. Okay. So any kind of question, any kind of doubt in today's session, please type in the chat box. Any questions, any doubts, type in the chat box. If you are clear, then please type clear in the chat box. And as is the initial time, so I'm not making anything complex, but in upcoming time we are going to touch so many things complex, and we will make it simple as well as per the regular pattern that we follow. Okay, so we'll make it all these things simple and easy to understand. And now there is a question. So the expectations for the course, you mentioned that one must know CSS, Apex, HTML, etc. This is the expectation to start learning in Lightning, not about my course. Because in my course, I'm going to take this. So in upcoming sessions, we are going to start learning HTML. We are going to understand the JavaScript. So these all things will be covered in our course. Okay. So you don't need to uh, come with any kind of such kind of knowledge. Yeah, but only thing is, if you just can understand how to write Apex programming and all, that's it. Apart from that, you don't need anything. So I would say at least Apex programming is sufficient, and remaining thing apart from that I'm going to take care. Okay, I hope you got the answer, because here you guys are having no much headache. You just need to come with some basic Apex knowledge, and that's it. I'll take care of the rest. Any other question is there? Is there any kind of uh, uh, demand I can expect by lightning resume. Yes, you see, whenever you are going to even just put lightning related experience in resume, just look at the difference and huge number of calls you are going to get. There are so many companies who are desperately looking for lightning candidate. They are willing to pay any amount. They are willing to just hire you at any cost. You just need to be ready. It's not like that just by knowing some basic things you can face the interview. No, they will definitely grill you because they are going to put lots of money on you. So they will definitely check your knowledge. But the thing is, you will get lots of demand if you just put a label with your name that I know lightning. Okay, so this is what the reason why there is a demand of lightning projects in the market, because they know that the billing is high, companies will earn more, and that advantage you can also take. Okay, I hope you got the answer. Yeah, so the next session we are going to meet on now the next Saturday, that is 11 November India time, morning 7 o'clock. Okay, 11 November. So let's continue and let's meet on the 11 November. Till then, have a great week ahead and have a great time. See ya. I'm signing off.